okay. Off your mind, it's okay. She off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get it higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we not talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Hello there.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Thank you so much for joining me. I miss you too. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Mayegun today, oh, Mayegun today.
Kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun, Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Read the caption of this broadcast, okay? Read it, read the description as well. I mean, share it, like it if you haven't already. Then sit back and relax while we come, one hour. I mean, bring them, I'll be bringing them one after the other, okay? However, the news that should have been the rider for this session tonight should have been INEC in Nigeria, okay, as violated. No, that's not. That shouldn't be the rider. The rider should have been something like INEC disobeyed court order. Just 48 hours ago, you were bamboozled with the news that the evidence that INEC in Nigeria was about to destroy, which they believe is hidden in that their BVAS machine. INEC approached courts. The court should give them the order to reconfigure the machines. Meanwhile, the politicians and the political parties that participated in the presidential election, right, they approached the court as well, like, no, don't give them that right until we access the content of that BVAS. Now, that was the bone of contention in court, but here was the ruling. You can go ahead and configure all your machines. But before you do that, right, all of the political parties that are challenging the conduct of the elections, right, they must have access to every material you use, including that your BVAS. Once you do that, you can go ahead and configure. Then, few hours after that, INEC postponed the governorship and state assembly elections. They didn't stop there. You will think, oh yeah, they needed time for the parties to check, what do you call it? Check all the materials, right? And that will take time. If not, they will be conducting elections tomorrow, right? No, it is all to buy time. I told you, they will rigmarole you here and there. And some obedient are already becoming impatient. They are beginning to see through the game, the delay tactic, the hide and seek, as well as other big hands that are not being seen or being felt. They are now asking that, is this what they want to do? Because you know what happened? The access to those materials, INEC hasn't granted it. Hasn't granted it. Meanwhile, they have already started calling all of their agents across Nigeria, right, to bring back their BVAS for reconfiguration. So that should have been the rider, but it doesn't really matter. If you have a time to join us on Mayegun's Diary Politico, trust me, it is never going to be a wasted time, except if you are one of their supporters, okay? Even their supporters who spend hours watching Mayegun, right? They still get to sit back and listen like, wow, well, that's a fact or not, you know? Anyway, confession time. If you want to rig elections, that is the new title they have given to Wike now. Yes. I mean, social media. You would never have enough of social media. You know that. Wike is the governor of Rivers State, as you all know. He is also the leader of the renegade PDP governors, the rebels, 5 of them. And they were popularly known as G-5. So, you see, G-5 became so kind of popular at the time when a lot of wahala was going on between the two biggest parties. And surprisingly, the movement called the Obedient Movement, they were gaining momentum with Labour Party. So, anybody who is enemy of my enemy, well, will be my friend. So, the most people who embraced the shenanigans and then all that of the G5 were mostly the obedience. According to the G5, they were fighting a just cause within their own political party that has used abracadabra, political abracadabra, to retain the party presidential tickets in the northern Nigeria, forgetting all of the drama that led to how Atiku became the presidential candidate of PDP. That was gone. It doesn't matter. You know, they are fighting the just cause. It's for the people. I said, no, it's not for you. You might like them, but it's not for you. They are fighting for their political survival. I gave few instances. I said, look at Autumn, the Benue State governor. He is part of the G5 to save his own neck and head, which has already been, you know, sort of, there's a bounty on him. This bounty is placed on him by the Fulani Yetiala. They were just waiting for him to leave that immunity as governor, and then they will carry out the fatwa on him. Atiku is comfortable with the Fulanis and what they are doing, and has publicly condemned Autumn many times for publicly blaming Fulani terrorists for the killings in Benue. So for Autumn, Atiku becoming the presidential candidate or the president of Nigeria, he go just hand him over to the Mietiala. So yeah, name that. Kill him. So he found sanctuary within G5 of Wike. Wike, on the other hand, is this guy, like, you know, this educated, illiterate son. You know, it's like a rich parent, right? Who invested so much on their son, education and all of that, okay? Right? But he came back as an educated thug, right? But he has so much money, so much resources, so much inheritance to do whatever he wants. In Nigeria context, though, he could do what Oyibo we call, he could do fuck all. So what did he do? He felt like he could be president, right? And he has to bully his way doing that. I mean, where was Atiku when he, with Wike, was funding the party to the point that Wike was subsidizing government of Sokoto from going bankrupt in expectation of political patronage and loyalty? That's Tambuwa. Within the southern Nigeria, he removed the party chairman like at will. At a point, he brought Alimodu Sheriff. Maybe some of you have forgotten. Yes, Alimodu Sheriff was brought in to be PDP chairman at a time. Now, with Wike brought him. When his permutation didn't kind of want to go well, they chased him away, right? He did all of this until he, with Wike, also brought in Aju, the same Aju that he found out later is a bosom friend of Atiku. Same way, he found out later that Tambuwa would rather align with his brother than somebody who bullied all of his own brothers from southern Nigeria from running for position of presidency, talking about zoning to southern Nigeria. All this drama. Wike needed a deal. Since Atiku is now the presidential candidate, if Atiku should by mistake become the president, with all his done tantrum here and there, that's going to be a problem. And it is not going to be a political problem. It's going to be like personal problems. And then who is going to be at loss? Wike. So, while the obedient were watching the fight, looking for where they were going to pitch their tents, I remember telling all of you, do not raise your hope on these guys, because what they are looking for is called political survival, life after office. And then they started, they became free agents who now allowed everyone who wants to be president in Nigeria to bring a deal. Cut the long story short, Wike made a deal with Tinubu after weighing all his options according to him. The only person that can stand up to northern Nigeria in anything they want to do is Tinubu, not Obi. But he wasn't courageous enough to say it out like it was so garrulously everywhere before January 2023. Now, when the time came, Wike said, of course, we did what we did. In his same braggadocio manner, he said, yeah, we did what we did. It was for the sake of southern Nigeria. If we didn't do what we did, the power would have remained in northern Nigeria. And southern Nigeria would never touch that power again. Even though it was the same guy that said, how could anybody contemplate Muslim ticket in Nigeria of today? But I told many of you, they might have riled you emotionally about this or that. It is mostly about political survival. Your politicians don't believe in tribe. They don't believe in ethnic. They don't believe in any religion. They don't have any sort of a philosophy. Your political parties have no ideology. It is just all kind of an asylum, a mad place where just do what you can to survive, including your government. Do you understand what I mean? Muslim tickets, we are going to, is a lie. Your politicians, your pastors, the rest of them, and they are weighing their options and political survival, and they have to lay them on you. And that's why I keep telling all of you are playing the tribal card in Lagos and the rest. When they are done with you, when they get what they want, okay, you realize that they don't give a damn about you, whether you are Yoruba or Igbo or anybody. They only give about they only give a damn about what they can take from you, because it's a rent taking place, a seeking place. Do you get that? It's like a mad jungle. I don't want to go into full story, right? But a state governor said, we had to do what we did. What we had to do, we did what we did what we did because we had to do it, and that's why we had to rig it for Tinubu. But that's for the sake of southern Nigeria, because of the interest of southern Nigeria, the people, and the future of southern Nigeria. That's why they did what they did. That's why he said, all of us G5 governors, we agreed that in our states, this is the guy who is trying to act like he's intelligent. So, sure you get, after the whole thing, confessing to a crime, electoral crime, right? Election crime. In Nigeria, they don't punish them. So I know. I just want you to know that these are the things that are ingredients of why Nigeria is not working, and it will never work. You know why? The establishment are comfortable with the way it is. Okay? You are the victims, right? They are comfortable with the status quo. Bring up any fight, they will be up for it. That's exactly what is going on. Right? Election crime committed and then confessed to, like, well, we agreed that in our states, okay, where Labour Party comes first, APC will come second. Where APC comes first, Labour Party will come second. You know, that's what we agreed to. And that's why he had to do what he did in Rivers States. Change all of the election results. Shot and kill the electoral officers. Shot and kill opposition party agents. Right? Kidnapped election officers. Bribed some of them that are actually flaunting their gift, their bribe on social media. Dollars. According to him, we did all of this to save southern Nigeria. I'll take you to where it was. Having in Siyabis. Okay, let's take them apart. You know, somewhere in River States. You know, watch this.
If you didn't do, you didn't do. If you don't know it, you don't know it. Me, I get 3/3. You get 0/3. I'm going to score another one 18th of March. They are lucky they shifted it. They are lucky they shifted it. If they not shift it 23 times, we will win. I'm not afraid. No, but I want to remind you what is going on. When you have a bad child, education is difficult to change a very, very bad child. What River State has forgotten for years, somebody has gone to reintroduce it. Simply because you think you can use that to win governorship election of this state. It's not possible. All of us know in River State, we have stayed peacefully with the Igbos. We have lived with them. 2 days ago, Rotimi Amechi went and brought something that would destroy the state. Of course, he knows. The Igbos knows he's telling them lies. How can anybody bring about the issue of abandoned property again in this state now? Something that everybody has forgotten. We are living in peace, in harmony with our brothers and sisters. Because he wants to install code. Who 2 of them were prosecuting them for taking $50 million from our account? We are prosecuting them. They stole our money. And you say you cannot. Now you now call some few Igbo people. I don't even know who will even listen to you, that kind of thing. That you will return back what people have forgotten. And you see how half smart he is. He said he would return it. You were governor for 8 years. Not so. He was governor for what? 8 years. Did he do anything about it? Look at, no wonder he didn't pass well in university. No wonder. You were governor for 8 years. You love the Igbos as you claim. You never talked about this. Now you are bringing somebody, said the person will do it. You didn't do it. You are too smart, man. Why didn't you do it yourself? You are not bringing somebody who cannot speak even Kalabari. You cannot even dance any Kalabari music. They say from Kalabari. You say, Meji, you are half smart, you are not smart. You say you love the Igbos, but you supported Atiku. He supported Atiku for president, no so. He refused to support Obi. He didn't know the Igbos then. You are supposed to support them. Look at. No wonder when he graduated from, after 20 years of reading law, he graduated from Base University. He went to the president. Mr. President, see my project I wrote. I acknowledge you there. Kai. My brother, project. I go acknowledge the president for my project. I cannot go. Mr. President, see the project. Kai. No, I don't know when I pass this. I don't understand how people complex. Is that the kind of person? You were minister for how many years? What did you do for the Igbos? What did you do for the Igbos? He supported, when he was running for president, he said power should come to the south. No, so. When he lost, he doesn't believe in that again. Power should go to the north. So that when the north finishes, he will beg, let them give him. No way. It's not everybody that started the revolution will benefit from it. I did it, I fought it, it doesn't matter. Whether I become president or not, it isn't material. What is material that power has come to the south? It must not be me. It must not be me. It must not be me. It's a matter of principle. If he finishes it from the south, he goes to the north. I won't run again. Because the north, the south will finish for 8 years. He goes to the north. I won't. Because that principle of Yendeba is what brings peace. It's what brings unity. People should not be selfish in their life. Today, you say one thing here. Gerard, he said the other thing. You call the
selfish man is talking about people not to be selfish. Well, that's where the wiki. That is more from where that comes from. However, he kept talking about doing it for the South. Well, there is this part I actually want to chip in, where when Kolu was visiting, right? When Kolu visited him, just in between, a quick one.
Who does you like this?
He looks like he's just a man now. It's out of the respect that I have for you. You work hard and you voice loudly your commitment to unity and the critical path to that unity in Nigeria. You never advocated a division or breakup of our country. For us, we are here to campaign on the terrain and philosophy that you brought about when we left office. You came to the South, rallied the governors, and say, please, it's not a fight, it's not a quarrelsome idea, it's not abusive. You just say, please, let power shift to the South. Let's start to rotate. And in making that request, I would not say even demand, you follow the path of democracy, the path that's a constitutional democracy is a path of freedom and ability to speak your mind at any given time. You are a PDP sometimes, I believe. I am in APC. Regularly up till now. But one, there's a chameleon will change its color, but leopard will not. Why? Leopard stay with the same color. I am a leopard. A man of same party. Promise keepers. A word of character. A whole world that you can depend on. I don't know about your party.
Do you people really want this election to take place or not? Or you have an agenda to truncate this election? I don't know. Look at what is happening in Oyo today. Edo, Delta. See what is going on. I saw the meeting gathering in Port Harcourt. I had to call my CP. What is going on? I believe if your party should make sure this election holds. I believe your party, you are in power, ensure that this election holds. Nobody can solve the issue of corruption in 2-3 months. It's not possible. It is not possible. This thing is purely politically motivated. How can we, you people, be in government at this time? Governor of the Central Bank disrespecting the Supreme Court. Where has it happened in any democracy? I'm not talking about Federal High Court order. I'm not talking about Court of Appeal. I'm talking about Supreme Court said, do not do this. And everybody is folding hands, begging Central Bank to obey.
I want to ask you one question. Are you playing? Abi, you mean it? Jengbo comment section.
Tinubu said it to his face that he, Tinubu, is a leopard. Why Wike is a chameleon. Sure you get. But as usual, he was shouting for nothing. Emptiness, all right? Anyway, did you see where he's trying to play Mr. Nice Man to the Igbos in Rivers State? After massacring them in October, November, December, January, December 2020, January 2021, a repeated attack in August 2021, where a wicked that massacred people declared, what was that again called? It wasn't lockdown, curfew. Locked people in their homes, sent soldiers after them in Obigbo. Election, their election came, he went there, he rigged them like mad, attacked them. Ask him now back and saying, listen, I did all of that because of Southern interest. Okay? Don't let anybody try to turn you against me. We are from these states. Okay? Don't let anybody think that, election has come. Just like Nyesom Wike is everywhere right now with ice cream, paying condolence visits and the rest of that, being everywhere right now. Or more, because election is coming in a way. I don't know why they're actually worried, because it's so mad. Almost all of them are going back. Those ones from northern Nigeria, they are going back to go and beg the non-Muslims. We are so sorry for everything. Whatever was the problem, the election is gone now. Then let us talk together and let us, you know what I mean? Like, you could just rig. What is all this drama? El-Rufai went back to Kaduna and started apologizing to people of Kaduna that, listen, we are very sorry for everything I might have done. Just blame me for everything. Don't blame these new guys, okay? Don't blame it on them. Yeye Bello, the man that could actually barricade the whole constituency to stop them from participating in elections, and he still rigged the election, and he declared his own man that didn't win any election. They declared him winner. Well, he went back to start appealing to everybody. We are so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. Whatever has happened, okay, let's move on. You know what I mean? Like, you could just rig it. Wike has been sending everybody around as well. Let's forget about everything, like including people you killed because of you want to rig for Kolu. Are you with me? So that's what brought about that conversation you are listening to earlier. Okay. There's also something that I also want to share with you before we continue that other video. Okay. One of the reasons why Wike would rather die than allow anybody to stop Tinubu from becoming. It didn't just do it in Rivers State. There are so many other places that it compromised their elections too, just to make sure that the numbers are either die down, all right, or inflated in favor of APC for Kolu, just to balance up what they want to do. Trust me, it would rather die than let either Obi or Atiku or Kolu not to win, especially Kolu, because he got a good deal And that was when he made this statement, sometimes in late January.
And they watch for YouTube. What they say, they go deal with me. When they win, you not go win now. You not go win. You not go win, no. You never win. If they say you go deal with some people, God go agree you. No way. God go agree you. No way. If they come because you want to take power to punish people, who say, look at this way. To punish us, who say, Yendeba. God go agree. And I dare them. I dare them. Let them try. All these your brothers, where they stay for Abuja, tell them to remain there. Tell them to do what? Remain there. They are our ambassadors. May they remain there. Yeah, so when we want them back, they come back. But I must tell you, I'm impressed with what we have seen today. That means Gokana is what? Simplify. Gokana is what? Simplify. Gokana is what?
I don't know how many of you actually saw that then, right? So he prepared. He wasn't making mouth. He was prepared. And he's so proud of what he's done. And in fact, it was so kind of an easy sell to say, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. I don't hate Igbos. Okay? Even the people that wanted to make you think I hate Igbos, right? They themselves, they are not supporting Igbo. They are not supporting the power to go to Eastern, you know that stuff, right? And that is his own line of argument. Like, okay, yeah, I did all I did. Yeah, yes. But you know something? Let's put that aside now. Let's, you know, this time around, let's forget about that. Now, think about us, because I need to cover my base now. Now, the problem is this. I think the threat he didn't see coming, but eventually came, but he was able to, in his mind, contain, is the pressure of the obedient. When the numbers started popping up, I think they were so surprised, like, how is that even possible? Labour Party, but Labour, where? So they quickly reacted. And they were like, you know what? Just start kidnapping all of those returning officers. Start kidnapping anyone you can see. Call the ones you can call and tell them to come to this location. Now, if they don't come, they will find them. They are dead. You know what I mean? Like, to ensure that those numbers are never in any way officially collated the way it should be. As for APC, and then the PDP guys who are like supposed to be member of his own party, to working for his the presidential candidate of their party, he has managed, right, to contain them. You know what he did? He appointed 250,000 people, and he gave them the title of personal assistant to the governor on polling unit matter, Rivers State. So all of the polling units where everybody is going to cast their votes across Rivers State, he appointed personal assistants in the name of the states. They issued them government appointment letter. They were being paid by the government of Rivers State, and their job is to ensure that they report if there's any single person trying to vote for Atiku in any polling unit in Rivers State, the entire Rivers State. And they were supposed to pay them for 3 months. So that was how prepared he was. But that wasn't so enough until they actually involved violence and all of that. So those who suffered most, especially the Igbo populated or Igbo owned local government areas in River States, Obigbo especially. So what they have been doing right now is that they are now trying, you know, now what he did before now was, oh, so Labour Party itself, then the threat. You remember the time I told you about how Nigeria political system is so corrupt, yeah, that you can't, if you are running away from PDP, APC, and you think you are running to somewhere else, you are not going to escape them. Despite all of that struggle, everything, he started the political party. Within his own political party, people that they were doing solely, same time. This establishment, they still found those they could turn. And you know the mess they made of AAC. So when you see 18 political parties, and you see PDP, APC, you see other political parties that you see around, everyone in them, I can say this, right? More than 80% of those who are in them as excos, controllers, everything, including candidates that will stand up for elections, they are members of APC, PDP, indirectly. Mostly, they are just holding base for them, okay? To further deceive some of you who want to participate in their political charade, so that they will absorb you. When it is time for you to go for election, they will cut you off. You just see your exco, your presidential, your governorship candidate, your presidential candidate. They will start stepping down for the people you are trying to defeat. APC, PDP. For those who know the politics very well, right? But there's something that is different with the obedience. They are not members of any political party. The only people inheriting the positivity of their rage, anger against the system that has done them so bad happens to be the Labour Party. Do you understand? So, normally, by now, you would have been seeing Labour Party exco, Labour Party governorship candidate Kano has stepped down for the governorship candidate of APC and they come to APC. Labour Party candidate for Enugu has stepped down. I'm just saying, like by now you'd have been the entire exco, the whole state exco, they will just the camp, PDP, everybody, the camp. 3 days to elections, right? So with a week after the presidential election, and he saw that it actually cost them extra wahala, which indeed exposed them because of so many mistakes they made to what it is today that everybody actually agrees that with a week he has burned every goodwill he has in the heart of majority of Riverians as we speak. So he's still going to fight like a wounded snake. You get what I mean? So the likes of Wiki are now returning back to the same Igbos to say, you know what? I am not really against you. It went on to Rivers State, Labour Party that nobody knew before the obedience and then their movements. Suddenly, they have state chairman, they have a state exco, they have an organ of a party, bunch of lazy fellows, and guess what? Immediately, with a wicked call their chairman, he didn't waste time. The following day, he quickly did a statewide broadcasts. All of the Labour Party structure in Rivers State are hereby collapsed, and we hereby support with the weakest candidates. Get structure. You know what I mean? That's one thing some of the older generation are not understanding about some of what is going on right now. You will call them names and the rest of that, okay? But they are the structure for Labour Party. That obedient movement, right? They are the real structure for it. Without them, there's no Labour Party. Some of them don't know their party chairman or anybody exco of anywhere. They don't know their ward or anybody from anywhere politically. So those who are parading themselves in the old traditional way, they were able to quickly take their pay from Wiki and said that we hereby adopt. Other political parties have also paid allegiance to Wiki. Like, how do you fight him? What do you want to use? Some of them don't know that, you know what I mean? Like, the obedience that are pledging their loyalty, they are just using the Labour Party as a vehicle. They are not loyal to Labour Party way some of you are actually seeing them, right? It didn't take long, within that same few hours after that, they just made another announcement from Abuja that they have dissolved all of the EXCOs of Rivers State Labour Party. So therefore, any deal they made with Wike is between them and Wike. They should go out there and tell the obedient that they should vote for with the Wike's candidates. I think when this whole thing now fell apart, that is when the Wike started organizing, rallies, mainly to placate the Igbos, to speak to the Riverians and say, I'm so sorry. Okay. Yes, we did what we had to do, but I'm sorry. Don't take it back on me, because if you try to take it back on me, it will be to the benefit of Labour, to the benefit of APC. As for Labour Party, I'm not scared of them. But if this Amechi, now you know something. Within Labour Party in Rivers State, where Wike did something before their presidential election. You know what he did? A woman who happened to be a sort of a labor unionist herself, right, was the governorship candidate. So when you look at her, some of them will just laugh, and this one can never be anything, and this one bow. You know what I mean? Then the table turned. Okay? When the table turned, you know what they did? They now said, there is another governorship candidate apart from that woman, another man. Where is that coming from? Who is this guy? Okay. So the point there is that they now said the current Labour Party governorship candidates in Rivers State, that she's been sponsored, financed by Amechi. The other one that they brought in the 11th hour is being financed and sponsored by Wike. Sure, you get. Now, the confusion back and forth, right, got beaten down when the obedient themselves said, oh yeah, you Labour Party, which name you submitted? Who is our candidate? They said, this woman. That's when they started going after that woman and said, well, she's the one. I think at that point, right, where the Wike had to go, what do you call it? Go begging. I'll take you back to that venue where he was talking about his role in rigging Kalu in, why they did it, and why the Igbos should not listen to anybody that may want to use that against, that may want them to use that against his party. Guess something, right? The governorship candidate of PDP, Sim Fubara, also happened to be the former accountant general of Rivers State. Now, here is the story. That Fubara lives in government house. It's not government appointee, okay? It's not a commissioner. He's not elected for anything, okay? He has been living inside the government house, okay, for the past 3 years. You know why? There is this 480 billion naira missing from the finances and the covers of Rivers State government. Okay? Politically, right? I mean, it's not new. That's what they do. Rivers State is the second richest state in Nigeria after Lagos. 480 billion naira missing. But they figured that the accountant general, who is loyal to Wike, right, is instrumental to falsification of the document to hide that huge money. So they declared him wanted, right? But to cover, and if they capture the guy, it will just be like a Pandora. You know what Wike did? He relocated him into the government house, you know. DSS, anybody, EFCC, they can't go into the governor's house, Abi, or search there. It is similar to what Shetima did when the bomber, the terrorist behind Madala Christmas bombing in Abuja, Kabiru Shokoto, escaped from the custody of DSS, and they declared him wanted. If you see this man, 1 million naira, 10 million naira, excuse me, 100 million naira. Meanwhile, Kabiru Shokoto was cooling off inside the government house. They are driving inside the Borno State government guest house in Abuja. They are looking for him. Nigeria is looking for him, but he's living in the capital of Nigeria, inside the Borno State government guest house in Abuja. Whenever he wanted to go out, they would drive him in the convoy of the governor. You can't search those. They move about. That's exactly what Wike replicated in Rivers State for the past 3 years. Now, Fubara has been protected, and you can see convoy of governor moving. You will think it's the governor or somebody so special. You can search them, and it is Fubara under the protection of Wike to cement this for a while. This is one of the reasons why Wike will make deal with the devil. It will make deal with just anyone that's going to guarantee that after the tenure, right, nothing is going to happen to him because they have a lot that he could hold him with, right? So he decided to throw his weight within the PDP in Rivers State in making that Fubara the governorship candidate. And he is also willing to go to the end of the world in ensuring that the guy is declared the governor-elect. And until the day of his swearing in, are you with me? He will be living inside the governor's house and government house in the Rivers State because he is a wanted criminal. He is a wanted money launderer. And I'm not making this whole thing up. You can look them up online too. Come on, go read about it. Okay? Don't sound like, wow, are you sure? Come on, don't be an hypocrite. Pick up a phone and check what I just said now. So for some reason, I don't know why he's kind of worried. They could do what they did on the 25th of February and then tell you to go to court, can't they? It's not sounding like somebody would, I don't know, well, it's no longer amusing. It's not like the Wike that is so funny and loved anymore. It is just the unraveled with the Wike. And some of you, the obedient, you do know better now, right? That not always the enemy of my enemy is not always your friend. In fact, the enemy of your enemy, if you look very well, they may both be enemies too. Instead of befriending either of them, I will advise you to pick race. Learn from this. Let's go back to where he was ranting.
You're not telling them, oh, that Wike stop scholarship because Igbos were benefiting. I mean, I've never seen how wicked a young boy can be. How could I? When we came on board, we look at the exchange rate. You send people who are reading philosophy, accountancy, English, to go to overseas, to spend our heart and I said, no, come here, come back. Come here. But specialized courses, I said, we can afford that. But not general courses, philosophy, religion, English, law, you send them there. Look at the exchange rate today, 700 to $1. How can anybody survive it? How can anybody survive it? I had Senator Magnus. He was talking to the Christian Association of that can. People are talking that their own children are in private schools. Ask Magnus, which of the public schools his own children attended? Ask him. You know, I've been quiet. I didn't want to talk about him, but he was pushing me out. He wanted me to come and talk. And I thank God they extended this election. I will talk now. You preach what you cannot practice. schools your children went to? You have been a public officer since 1999. Mention one public school your children went. Mention university they are now. You just come. He said, oh, when you come, you will still do pilgrimage. What is that? What's pilgrimage? I want to challenge any public officer today who has supported the Christendom than me. I want to challenge any politician here now, not before, now, currently, that supported the Christian than me, all over this country. When the Anglican University was to be built, this state gave 800 million naira. Catholic University, this state gave 500 million naira. Let me know any diocese, any church that this government did not support. Whether Pentecostal, whether Anglican, whether Catholic, name it or Baptist, name anywhere. We have supported it. I want no apologies. I was the only governor who declared that this state is a Christian state. I want nobody in apology. I got no society today. I will say it. Nobody. So when we are talking about betrayal of who is that? Who is that politician that's a Christian that will come and look me and look into my eyes and tell me that rubbish? Nobody can talk to me that way. They know. I never campaigned against Obi. I never did that. It's not like that. Will he do me anything? What do you go do me? He can't do me anything. But I felt it has no need. Since we are talking about Southern presidency, I never. Within us in our integrity group, we agreed that we must make sure power comes to the South. And in any state where you have control, if Labour Party comes first, APC must come second. If APC comes first, Labour must come second. And we did it. I'm proud to say it. I'm proud to say it. Look at these Rivers people in Abuja. Shame. They now enter in the night and leave 5 a.m. But look at us. Happily commissioning projects. Happily flagging up projects. They were plotting how they will kill themselves. How they will send themselves to jail. How far now? How far? Now, I will still send all of them to jail very soon. So anywhere you are, be happy. Be proud of yourself, you're a Rivers man and woman. We stood firm and will continue to stand firm. It doesn't matter what anybody will say. I will never.
That's very Wike. Some stray dogs have found their ways into the gathering on YouTube. Normally, there are times that I will just tell you, right? Just ignore them. And there are times I'm going to tell you, call my attention to them. But one thing I want you to observe, when stray dogs stray into our midst, you can easily identify them. Put it this way. We are talking about the actions of the politicians in Nigeria. What they have done or what they failed to do, and then what they are doing. That's what we are talking about. Ask yourselves, what could make anybody so angry? Hearing that. Have you ever asked yourselves? Like, we are talking about the politicians and what they have done to Nigeria and what they are doing as well. and somebody is so angry and he started abusing you, attacking you, calling you this or that, what do you think could have prompted that? I'll tell you. I'll help you. Number one, they are either direct or indirect or expectant beneficiary of that rotten system. Do you understand? Like, why would anybody even abuse Mayegun? Have you ever asked yourself that? Because the people I speak about, they have the generational on-board slaves that love their oppressors differently. It is that bad. Yeah, it's that bad. But as you see them reacting that way, you'll be wondering, I mean, why are you like that? Guy, what happened? So I just don't like the fact that he's abusing our leader. Do you get that? They are leaders. I told you. It's not because something is wrong with what we have said or what we are doing, but it makes them so uncomfortable that they had to pick up their devices and defend the rogues that destroyed them. Do you not get it now? So when you see them, when they're straight like that, please call my attention. I can take care of them. And they will never disturb you again. Okay? And yeah. So Wike, who is on the last lap of his political battle, as we can call it, he has secured the first one, which is to ensure that if everything else fails, the Tinubu's legitimate government should fulfill his promise, since he's a leopard, and Wike is a chameleon. So when Wike met with his in-house team, he called a meeting of Igbos. Can you call me the Igbos? I want to have a meeting with them. All because of this election too. Take a look.
Village that will take more than 4 or 5 hour drive from Jigawa, from Duse, the capital. You want to see? You know what he told you, Obi? He didn't tell him that, look, he came late, I have chosen somebody. He said, no, that it is the North that will produce the president. That was how Obi left. So what is he saying this time now? You better be an amendment that it is the North. As I asked him, I left PDP. And that was what I saw at the convention ground. That's okay, no problem. But we still maintain that, look. If you have taken the president, you can't take the chairman again. Give us back the chairman. And I still stand by that. And if you don't do that, whatever you see, you take. Some of us are hated because we speak out our mind. And I have no apologies to anybody. Before the election, we, the integrity group, met in Abuja. And we took a decision. We support the APC governors who came out boldly to say power must shift to the South for the unity of this country. And we also agreed we must vote for the South, no vote for any Northern. We agreed so. Our contributions, nobody knew. If you check the pattern, we agreed. The South must come first, second in any state. And check all the voting patterns. If Labour wins here, APC will take second. If APC wins here, Labour will take second. That was our position. All my campaigns, nobody can say he had me. I abused Obi. I didn't do that. My campaign was against people of impunity who disobey the constitution by saying that there should not be zoning, when there's a provision in our party that there must be zoning of elective and appointed offices. How many of your children came out to say so? How many? I came out, I spoke, and I stand by it. I have no apologies to make to anybody. Rotimi Amechi met with some Igbo people yesterday. I said he told him that, oh, you understand how the Igbos lost after Civil War, abandoned property. Something that we have forgotten. We are living together, doing business together. Because of governorship election, you want to go and open an old... okay, you were governor for 8 years. What did you do? You were governor for 8 years. You didn't know about an abandoned property. Now you have left. You are not calling the Igbos. Look, we are going to do this for you. You won't be governor again. Another person will be governor. Then you said they would do it, but you couldn't do it. You love the Igbos, refuse to support Obi. You support Atiku. When Obi came here, I gave him all the logistics. I provided vehicle, everything. I paid for the stadium. I did. But some other person applied and I refused. So people should know me by now. It's not carry rumor, wiki. Anybody who doesn't have a child is wiki. Anybody who doesn't have a contract is wiki. Everything is wiki. So it's good you came, so you know this is where I stand. Look, I have no problem who voted for Obi, who voted for us. I have no problem, I can tell you that. My problem is that person who voted that power should not shift. That's where I stand.
Okay, we'd like to know the impression you're going away with as you've come to see the governor and he has addressed you.
All right, just like what the speaker said, that it was a fact-finding mission, and we've been able to get the fact that the governor did not fight against Obi. The governor made us understand that he was fighting for his southern president, and that was it. He's not against who voted Obi or against who voted any other party. So we've been able to find out this, and also want to let our people, the Igbos, know that we are not at war with Rivers State government, and we are not at war with the governor. That every Igbo person should go back and think, and even the governorship candidate of PDP, same, has a relation in Igbo land. So we should go back and ensure that we'll support PDP in this forthcoming election. That's our stand.
You get the message? Do you get it? You get it. If you don't get it, then forget about it.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
That's the cocoa. The governor has told us that he didn't do any of this because it's against Igbo. He did it for the sake of southern Nigeria. So all of us should go back and support. Even the candidate of PDP, he has a relationship with Igbos. I told you, they don't believe in all of these things, but a lot of you you have so much emotion that are attached to some of these things that they could leverage on and steal from you. But did you get what they are playing there? Okay, let's leave them out of it. After the whole drama with the Wike's message to his lieutenants, our next mission.
The second phase of the war we are going after the election, we have to recover our party that buccaneers have hijacked, vampires have hijacked. We must recover it. That is the second phase of the war we are going to. So everybody should be prepared. After the governorship election, we must take back our party. We must take back our party. We will not allow these buccaneers to continue destroying our party. We are proud of what we have done in Rivers State. We are proud we say we wanted a southern president, and we stood by it. And we thank Nigerians. I thank APC governors who came out boldly to say, look, power should shift. Power should shift for the unity of this country, for the betterment of this country. For me, anybody in the South, after you're a Southerner, that's what I stand. After the South finishes, it goes back to the North. Let it be established that there must always be power shift. And that's the same thing we're doing in the state here. There's nobody at the national level of the party you should listen to. None of them worth listening to. None of them. Not one. How you came to steal, and he has stolen enough. That's why he can go now. He's building a university with our resources. So now he has stolen enough. Okay, let him go. Let us build back our part. The second.
That's going to be their next stage after the elections. To his lieutenant. But when he said that a G5 made a deal, I think that included your state where Seyi Makinde is the governor. Now, Makinde faced the same sort of a pushback from his own party members in your state. The only difference is that it was a little bit surgical about how, even though PDP controls your state, but they were trounced by APC for Tinubu. He faced resistance. They organized rallies and all of that against the rumor that he was going to, hand over the state to APC. And let me tell you, okay, Seyi Makinde may not be in charge of who is going to vote or who you are going to vote for, but technically, right, when you are unable, okay, to mobilize the party agent, the party members who are going to do other mobilization to ensure that those who want to vote for them are enticed, are mobilized, and the rest of them, like APC were doing, right? That is like internal sabotage. Usually, the reason why all of them want to win states is because the resources from those states, they can use them to fund political party, rig elections, and all of that stuff. And once everything is done, everyone who participated will be rewarded with appointment, with contract, with all of that. So if they also win federal, okay, that's even like a bigger juice. Some people will have to migrate to the federal Abuja to go and get appointments, get their own contracts. They will leave the state for a lot of Amugbalek who are going to be doing Olobas. They will be doing like, the big boys. But if they have no federal to go to, even all of their big weight in politics, they will have to feast on whatever resources is left, okay, in the states. That's how it's done. So they didn't like the idea that power should come down to the southern Nigeria, even though a Yoruba man and then a Igbo man from southern Nigeria were running. So they were not happy because that's not their own. They are not interested in who is this or that is, because if PDP win Abuja, they will go there and become minister, become RP and all of those things, okay? So Seyi Makinde on his own, right, kind of, being part of G5, I also technically have a way of, cutting them down in a way that they wouldn't have access, enough resources to actually push any number for Atiku. Well, here is the problem. On the part of the APC, Egbekegbe, right, they believe that Seyi Makinde was so good in the Nigeria context, that it will take a miracle for any other party to take over your state if Seyi Makinde is running for governor. Just like Sanwo-Olu, having that confidence, and they're like, okay, what? Okay, not like Sanwo-Olu, Seyi. That in the context of leadership and all of that, it's done so well. We don't care about all this PDP, this APC, we don't care. But for those who are smarter politically, they believe that Seyi Makinde, with that singular move, okay, which presidential election could have given him an idea to test run, okay, the success or progress of him being their governor for 3.5 years in an election, right? So he slowed it down. So he would have to test that on himself now. where a lot of them now kind of have a lot of stone to grind with him. A kind of a big gamble for a chess player. If, you know, I'm not a chess player. I heard that chess players, they love taking a risk, a lot of big one. Okay, so this G5 or what have you that Wike mentioned for Seyi Makinde in Oyo, especially with the coalition of political parties and different what have you that came together. There's a coalition of a group of different political groups, right? That actually came together that finally nominated Seyi Makinde in 2019. Now, a lot of them have a lot to say. Some of you remember Ladoja. Let's listen to this.
But not only in the issue of justice, but in the issue of a person in power. And also to have a peculiar position to repeat so tí ẹ wá sọ pé òun ní àdán ní gómìnà ṣe kí ni gómìnà fẹ́ fi sọ sọ̀yà fún pé òun ní gómìnà ìgbé kó máa yan àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ jẹ lọ torí ìyàn bí ìyàn jẹ ló ṣe rí o náwó fún àwọn sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ló yàn wọ́n ta ló yàn wọ́n out of rẹ̀ very ọba yàn wọ́n tán ọba kó wá sínú bus ọba dá wọn sí free ọba yọ stock so mi rò pé kaba ẹ̀kọ́ lọ́n fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ so bọ́bá àtijọ́ sátidé ẹ̀jọ́ tọrọ náà mo fọlọ́ bẹ̀yẹn gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ bá ṣe ẹ̀fí sílẹ̀ kẹ́ lọ dìbò bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa ń dìtẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ bá yẹn ń tì í nísìnyí lẹ́nu tó ń yé báyìí ìkànnù àwọn èèyàn wa ọlọ́pọ̀ èèyàn náà ti jọ yìí. NNPP ti gba oṣù join SDP ti join. Àwọn ikú wọn sì ń lò lọ́wọ́ lánàá àwọn ọmọ lónìí sọ́tọ̀ lágbègbè ó ti yẹ.
In case if you don't understand Yoruba, Ladoja, that's a former governor of the same Oyo State, one of the instruments that is instrumental to Seyi Makinde becoming the adopted governorship candidate of PDP in 2019. It was a coalition of all of them, like that agreement. The coded message is sending this the Sha Diveshiman di tele. I see. I know a lot of you are having, you're having fun in that comment section, especially on YouTube. Okay, I've told you, if you see any stray dog, I saw something like something talk show. If we see anybody where they do YouTube talk show, Juju talk show, I mean Juju music talk show, don't come onto Mayegun's Diary Political to expose yourselves, okay? Enough that you are causing a distraction, all right? Then when I saw Ayela Lawi, I was Oloribu, no wonder that the only way people will get to know you is that you are a stray dog on Mayegun's Diary Political. Imagine that. Imagine people saying, are you Ayela La Juju music talk show on YouTube? I saw you on Mayegun's Diary Political. So you are that stray dog. You are the one with Ayela, all that stuff, okay? Anyway, I am going to continue from where we stopped. All right. So, Seyi Makinde lost all the 3 senatorial seats or so from Oyo State to APC. He lost almost all of the House of Representatives seats to APC. Then they lost the presidential election to APC. Now, you see all of them who were candidates who were supposed to have benefited from the supposed good governance of Seyi Makinde during elections like this. You know, it was meant to be natural if this G5, G5 thing didn't come to it. All right. A lot of them would have kind of become big boys on the back of Seyi Makinde PDP. So they lost. So Seyi is now calling them to come now. I mean, let's work together for this state. In one of the meetings, right, he told them that he is willing and ready to sacrifice his second term for Tinubu's presidency. Now, so some people waited in the room, they shout, amen, amen to that. Anyway, politics, so we're just talking about politics here. However, even you, where they have kind of brainwashed, somehow. Did you see what happened in Lagos yesterday? That plane, that train and bus collision. Did you see that? Did you see those who were victims? In their tens. 3 people died. May their souls rest in peace. But did you see those who were injured? They were dumped on the floor of Lasuth. Let me see if I have the clip. That is outside the emergency unit of Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Lasuth. Okay. Did you notice that when the victims were laid bare on the parking lot of that emergency unit, and they started calling for blood donation? Do you know that among the victims who were laid down on that floor, gasping for breath, for survival, nobody cared whether they are Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, or Christian, or Muslim? Not just that. When they called out that people should come and donate blood, that they're going to need a lot of blood, and people started going there en masse for blood tests and then donating blood. Do you know that those who were collecting those blood in those blood banks, they were not asking people if they were donors. They were not asking the donors if they were Yoruba blood, Abi Igbo blood, Christian blood, Abi Muslim blood. Nobody cared around that time. Apart from the fact that the unfortunate accident that I've just been told claimed the lives of 6 people. That unfortunate accident exposed the inadequate medical facilities in Lagos. 24 years of mismanagement, corruption, and a court-like kind of government, so secretive that they are so scared to lose the place to any other people who have never been part of them. 50, how many people were actually involved in that accident, right? 50 or so. Bon, they were staff of the BRT. Accident happens all over the world. Yeah. Trains derail. Train derails, train eat buses, cars. But sometimes, right, the accident itself is not what really crushes the soul of the people who have witnessed so many horror of accidents, especially in Nigeria. Not the accident, it is the response, the medical response, the survival rate of such accident and the rest of them. Like, it's just like, you know, just don't get involved in accident. Because the process of trying to save you could even be more excruciating, as they will say, excruciating. Yeah, sorry, I have to say that slowly. Such a very, like, right? Excruciating pain. The kind of pains that are like, just, it's going to feel like it's going to, you know what I mean? And there you are. Carry him, they have shot him, oh, they have shot him, oh, the leg don't break, oh. 4 people will carry you back. Hey, help us, oh. Put him inside that wheelbarrow. Put him inside that water truck. Hey, hospital, help us, oh. The whole thing. We are sorry, he's dead. That's why you shouldn't even want to witness it. But everywhere you go, if not for Asiwaju àwọn olè, Lagos would have ọmọ ìyá mi ò dẹ̀ gba advice yìí.
Alpha bọ́dọ̀ mọ́ta jẹun tó sáré ṣe létí lẹ́lẹ́kejì ìwọ ṣe bèèrè lọ́wọ́ ara ẹ̀ pé kí ló máa ń fà á tó yẹ pé àwọn tó máa ń fún yín lówó ká máa fi jà kiri yẹn, tó máa ń fún yín lówó pé ká lọ bàbí kan jẹ́, tó máa ń fún yín lówó pé ká ṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa. Ìgbà tó ń ṣe birthday party wọn, ìgbà tó ń ṣe wedding fọmọ wọn, ìgbà tó ń ṣe ìkómọ́lé wọn, kí ló tó invite ẹ síbẹ̀? Ṣé wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí wọ́n mọ́ wọn ni? Ṣé ò lọ́pọ̀ lórí ẹ ni? Látijọ́ tó ti mọ̀ wọ́n, o notice pé ibi pé kó lọ bá nǹkan jẹ́ ló máa invite ẹ lọ, ibi pé kó lọ dá nǹkan ló máa invite ẹ lọ. Látijọ́ tó ti wá mú ní kó wá jáde lọ yẹn, ṣọ́ọ̀tì ní tó bá ti ń lọ ńjọ́ kan rí kó o mọ̀mọ́ tàwọn dání kẹjọ lọ jàjà yẹn. Bọ̀bọ́ láti ẹ̀ náà, jẹ́ kó rí ẹ kó ṣí náà, jẹ́ kó ọpọlọ ẹ pé náà, má borúkọ ìdílé yín jẹ́ náà. Ṣé inú ẹ ń dùn torí pé àwọn ọmọ ọ̀tá àwọn èèyàn ń tẹ̀ lẹ́yìn, wọ́n ṣe tuwálé fún ẹ, wọ́n fojú ọmọ ọ̀tá wò ẹ, wọ́n lè invite síbi nǹkan gidi. Bọ̀bọ́ jẹ́ ìṣòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ fún ẹ, àsìkò tó yẹ kó stop láti láwọ̀ òjìlẹ̀ lélẹ́yìí. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe yẹn, àwọn tó wà ń ta ń bẹ̀ yẹn, àwọn ọmọ bọ̀tí tó ń wò, àwọn ọmọ ilé tó ń wò yẹn, àwọn ọmọ tó kàwé tó ń wò yẹn, tó wà ń ta tó ń protest yẹn, béèrè nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn kó lè ṣàlàyé fún ẹ, kó o lè mọ oríṣi tó fi ń wá ta, kó o ṣe pé wọ́n ní kó wá bẹ̀, kó wá ṣe fàájì, àbí kó wá máa tẹ̀dí, àbí kó wá gba fóònù, àbí kó wá ṣe nǹkan tó ń wù ẹ́. Ọmọọba ìjà yìí fún wọn náà ni o, kí wọn náà lè kú onúṣẹ, kó lè pa àwọn pẹ́rẹ́ǹtì ẹ. Mò ń sọ fún ẹ torí pé ọmọọba lèmi náà, àjọ wà ní o, ó ti yẹ ìjà tó ní pẹ̀lú pàdé ẹ yẹn tẹ́ ń léra yín kiri láti last year, ẹ má wá jàánu protest, ẹ pera yín lọ́kàn, ẹ kájọ ṣọ̀kan kí gbogbo kan lè bá.
Somebody in our comment section there said that laying people outside the hospital is called, before they take them into emergency or whatever, right? It's called building a triage. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Is it called triage? Anyway, so a triage is a temporary makeshift medical spot that is built right around an emergency where something like a mass collision or something happened, like an emergency or a mass accident. Let's use that accident, okay? Before they would take everybody to different hospitals for medical attention, okay? They will build the triage next to very close to the scene of the incident, okay? Baba, then carry people from the rail track going to Oshodi. They carried them from that Oshodi to Lasuth. And when they got to Lasuth, because of overcrowding, not any triage, because of overcrowding, they had to build the triage that you call triage, and they have to build a makeshift outside. But before then, as they are bringing them, they were dropping them on the floor there. So I think I understand what a triage is, but you know what I mean? A lot of you can make excuses for them, or maybe not. Okay, let's go to the scene where this happened. I mean, let's actually, there's this BBC Yoruba report, so the credit is theirs. Okay, but let's go to where that happened. The eyewitness, what did they say? Right? Then maybe that will help us on this tonight. So please.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ níbi tí ẹ ti ń wò wá tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ wa ojúmọ́ ire ni à ń kí gbogbo wa lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan. Orí ìkànnì BBC News Yorùbá náà ni ẹ wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ níbi a sì wà ní agbègbè Ṣógúnlẹ̀ ní ọ̀nà Òṣòdì níbi tí a ti gbọ́ pé ọkọ̀ ojú irin kan ó kọlù mọ́tò BRT tí ń gbé àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lọ sí ibiṣẹ́. Èyí tẹ́ bá ń wò wá lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹ rí pé àwọn oníṣẹ́ pàjáwìrì tí ń wá bí wọ́n ṣe máa gbé ọkọ̀ náà kúrò lójú irin ọ̀hún náà. Tí ẹ bá ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa orí ìkànnì BBC News Yorùbá náà ni ẹ wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Orí fọ́nrán tí ẹ ń wò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ni mọ́tò tó gbé àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ní àárọ̀ yìí tí a fi gbọ́ pé ọkọ̀ ojú irin kan ló kọlù mọ́tò náà ní àárọ̀ yìí. Òun náà lẹ́ ń rí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ pàjáwìrì náà ti wà níbi tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà ti ṣẹlẹ̀ láti rí pé wọ́n gbé ọkọ̀ náà kúrò lójú irin náà. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ló ṣèṣe ṣùgbọ́n àìtí lè sọ iye àwọn èèyàn tó ṣèṣe àti iye àwọn èèyàn tó pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn nínú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà. Àwọn èèyàn sì wà nínú ọkọ̀ ojú irin náà tí wọ́n ṣe ń gbé láti rí pé wọ́n gbé ọkọ̀ náà kúrò lójú irin. Tí ẹ bá ń wọnú fọ́nrán yìí ẹ rí pé àwọn èèyàn sì ń jókòó sínú ọkọ̀ ojú irin náà tí wọ́n retí láti máa rin ìrìn àjò wọn lọ síbi tí wọ́n lọ. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ṣẹ̀ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa orí ìkànnì BBC News Yorùbá náà ni ẹ wà sí wa ní òpópónà ẹ káàárọ̀ sà. Jábá ọ̀lára wọn. Àwọn tẹ́ ń wò lórí fọ́nrán àwọn tẹ́ ń wò lójú fọ́nrán yìí ni àwọn àgbà òṣìṣẹ́ tí ó wà níbi ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà tí ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Àwọn náà ló lè bá wa fìdí múlẹ̀ iye àwọn èèyàn tí ó ṣèṣe àti iye àwọn èèyàn tó pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn níbi ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà. Ẹ káàárọ̀ sà. Láti BBC News Yorùbá àmọ́ bóyá ilé bá wa. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ṣẹ̀ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa orí ìkànnì BBC News Yorùbá náà ni ẹ wà ń gbìyànjú láti bá àwọn ọ̀gá iṣẹ́ pàjáwìrì sọ̀rọ̀ láti fìdí iye àwọn tí ó pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn àtàwọn tó ṣèṣe nínú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà. Wọ́n ní bí aago 7:30 náà ní ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà ṣẹlẹ̀.
Well, by the time we got here, we got 2 adult females. that we rescued. One was under a concrete, which was and another woman who was recovered from another area. However, my car played there was another death earlier, which we were happy. So it's a mail. Possibly, by the time we are taking updates, make the release of the about it. So far, that is what it is. Because we can't actually say this is because the information Nigerian Railway Corporation staff, the flag officer, trying to flag down the boss. We ran, it was alleged, because we were not there, it was alleged that the man refused to listen and proceed. Well, the road infrastructure, because one of the major problems of crashes, the road infrastructure approaching the rail is difficult. So we don't know what happened between the road infrastructure and the negligence of the driver or the refusal of the driver to abide by the road. Based on this particular, the train was not on ice. Because if it had been on ice,
Can we get
the number of casualties
so far? Well, it's two. But in the next updates, let's say 2 female, 1 adult.
That's 3 now.
Agreement between us on the scene now. It should be 2. On the next update, we'll give you.
Thank you so much. Make you tell us what we are here.
Well, nǹkan bí aago mẹ́jọ kù díẹ̀ la gbọ́ pé kọ́kọ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ pé wàhálà ṣẹlẹ̀ lójú irin. Wàhálà tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé mọ́tò ọkọ̀ rélùwé tó gbá mọ́tò ìjọba, mọ́tò bọ́ọ̀sì kọjá. Ibi tó ti gba àwa ìgbà tá a máa débì a gbọ́ pé ó ti pa èèyàn méjì 84 ẹ̀rìnlélọ́gọ́rin wípé ni wọ́n fara pa tó dẹ̀ kó lọ sí ilé ìwòsàn.
Àwọn mélòó lè wá rò wípé bóyá wọ́n fara pa, àwọn mélòó ni wọ́n ti jẹ́ pé.
Mẹ́rìnlélọ́gọ́rin ló ti fara pa tó kó lọ sí ilé ìwòsàn, méjì kò ti kú.
So mẹ́rìnlélọ́gọ́rin means 84 people injured. 2 people are dead, according to that eyewitness this morning. However, when they got delivered at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Lasut, where is that again? I mean, where is Lasut again? Oh, I know where Lasut is, but where is Lasut? Help me. How close is Lasut to Shogunle in Oshodi? Okay, Ikeja. I know, okay, Ikeja, okay. That should be their general hospital then, Lasut. Lagos State University and Teaching Hospital, Lasut. Right. So how far is Oshodi to Ikeja? When injured victims were taken to the emergency section, or everybody was just like bundled down there? Right. That should be how long? I mean, okay. But that was where they now said they were building triage. But the real report is not a triage. The early callers, the family members who heard the news and they rushed down to where they took their families or loved one to, they found them there on the floor. And in fact, they were protesting it as well. And they were being told to calm down. Please calm down. we need to make provision. We don't have enough or adequate facility to take all of these people in just like that. I mean, you know what I mean? And that is what their media guys have turned to. Well, that's actually not what I want to point out. I don't want to point out the failure yet. You all know that, right? It has, I mean, it's exposing that, Abi. I want to point out something else, and which is, since that happened yesterday, and I've been following the development, following the whole thing, right? I realized that I was right. I am still right. When I believe that, when I said the criminal Nigerian politicians who have made us to become sort of a wounded dogs, emotionless clouds, and all that kind of a thing, because our core, should I say, our core values have been leveraged on to have become their most potent ingredient in their divide and rule, even when they don't believe in any of them. Lagos State is where we have been trying to educate a lot of ignoramuses. They are the politicians that are making you think somebody is your enemy or somebody is coming for you. They are leveraging on your fear, building on your fear, so that in that your state of mind, where you can't make any informed decision, they can use that to their advantage in keeping power, then dump you later to your own. But for those who are smart enough, who knows them very well, like myself, who never get carried away about all this noise, so to say. Events that is happening in Lagos and people's reaction to this accident as well has proved me wrong. I mean, so has proved me right, rather. And has proved a lot of people wrong as well. And what is that? It is that if people are allowed and nobody is feasting on their worst fear, religion, tribe, ethnic, and every other, that always pop their heads during election. They always rear their heads during elections only. If you take all of them away, people just want to survive. People just want to help where they can. And like your politicians, as they don't give a damn about anything to do with religion and all that stuff, a lot of you, or a lot of us, just want to survive as well. And in our time of, in our vulnerable time, where we are all victims of this bad governance, as well as terrible leaders, when everything comes down to us, you realize that nobody's going to ask you whether you are Yoruba, Igbo. In fact, you are not going to ask whether the person who is offering you the hand of help, because that may be the only hand you need to actually survive and live. A little drop of blood that they want you to spill for their political survivor could be the single drop of blood that you actually need to stay alive. You know why? I have Ijebu blood running in me who will never take nonsense. I am a blooded Igbo man. This is my blood. This Igbo blood. You see, you can give yourselves different. You can, you know. But guess what? We all bleed. If we get caught, we all bleed red. Right? And if you take tribe, religion, ethnic, even politics, and every other vices that they have, you have been fed with, right? You realize that we are actually all humans. But politicians don't want us to feel humans. They want us to feel like animals, carnivorous animals, devourers. You know what I mean? Hate, vengeance, At the end of the day, if you study it well, as you have seen the exposure in the health sector, the lapses and the short, what do you call it, in the health sector, which is obvious, right? The day you will need them to save your life could be the day you realize that they actually don't give a damn about you. You know that, right? And it may just be that blood of that Christian, that Yoruba man's blood. It may just be that Igbo man's blood that will eventually keep you alive. I don't know. I've been thinking about this since yesterday. I saw people who killed to donate their blood for the victims of the accident. And for those who are the victims fighting for their lives, they probably have no clue whether the blood they are actually passing into his or her body is that of Igbo, is that of Christian, is that of... Now, the point here is this. If you take the veil of everything that you think you know and you are so right, no, that you are right. Everything you've been told or fed, and you believe them so much, especially majority of them who are laced and they're tied to tribe, religion, and every other thing like that. If you take them off, do you know what you are going to see? You are going to see hearts, millions of people like you, people like me, who are actually the victims of the system. Yes. Those who suffered it through schools, but they can't really find a job. They are poor because the establishment wanted them that way. Those who couldn't endure it, and they embarked on this a journey of no return, trekking through the Sahara, trying to run away from the economic, shark that the system created. Some didn't make it to their destination. You know that? There are so many of you that have become so, you've lost loved ones simply because you couldn't afford a simple medical bills, right? Because the system didn't give a damn about you. So if you take every other thing, like I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Yoruba, I'm an Igbo, and the rest of them that they always fly about during elections, you realize that you are just a, you are just a victim waiting to happen. Remember that saying? Yesterday's survivors are today's victims. Today's survivors are tomorrow's victims. Since tomorrow will turn to today, and it will go on and on like that, we are all victims waiting to happen. And nobody is spared, so to say. So when they spread it, when they fly all this nonsense simply because of whatever agenda, which is more political, and those who are flying them are mostly the same people who have actually like abandoned you on everything else. My advice is, well, that's always been my advice. Please choose your poison carefully. Do not blame anyone after that, okay? I was driving today. I went to see a friend, and I was live. Then somebody came on that broadcast, right, and said, you are sitting abroad, enjoying your life, look at everywhere and all of that, right? And then that person said, but you are instigating the young people in Nigeria to go and fight their leaders. I have heard that many times. Are you with me? It is called, hey, there is a name for it too. Why did I forget that right away? But it's something like this, right? Just point all fingers at just anyone but yourself. I'll explain. I left Nigeria 11 years ago, 2012, June. And since then, I have not been part or parcel of either selecting or encouraging you to choose any of your leaders in Nigeria. I have only been a what do they call that thing again? What do they call that thing we remit all the time? External remit. No. We have a name for it. Diaspora remittances. No. There's remittance. There's remittances and all that, right? I've just been economically contributing to Nigeria. But back in Nigeria, the people that are always screaming, they want to kill us. So this country is getting worse. Our life is in danger. They've always been those who have been choosing their leaders in Nigeria. But do you know something? They have never wanted to be responsible for their choices and their decisions. When they are trying to choose their criminal leaders, hi, Mayegun, I'll be here. I was here. Buhari is a murderer. Buhari is a criminal. Tinubu is a criminal. This one is a criminal. Shut up your mouth. Where's your papa? Where's your mama? Where's everybody? They were like that. Then Buhari became their president. Hey, you see, God has shamed you. You see this useless Mayegun. Buhari is now the president. You idiot, come back home if they born you well. I had no plan of coming back to live there anyway, sincerely. I mean, what would I be doing there? Right? But I've got families. And over time, I have watched many people, the known, the unknown, right? Depreciated. This depreciated so much economically. And I've been keeping record of all of that on this Mayegun's Diary Political. But you know something? When Buhari started there biting them, some of them were enduring. Wailing, wailer. This Mayegun, he will never see anything good in this country. This Mayegun just want to, you know what I mean? And I kept telling them. They kept losing their jobs. The Naira kept depreciating in its value. They kept devaluing in it. Terrorists started spreading in Nigeria, right? Corruption became the legal thing in Nigeria. Depends on who is stealing. Sure you get. Return loot were relooted by criminals. And I was mentioning them all around. Poverty started escalating in Nigeria until Nigeria got to a stage they said Nigerians are now living in multi-dimensional poverty. Do you know something? The ways that brought this upon themselves, they will still come on Mayegun's Diary Political. It's not everything that you should be called. We should be praying. Mayegun, the people that told me that God will shame me because Buhari is now their president, they came back here. Mayegun, I understand that you know everything you said is, but I'm just, let's pray for them. Let's pray for our leader. Let's ask God to help our leaders. I said, you are not abusing me again. I'm not the reason for your problems again. I'm no longer wailing wailer. You are just coming to, don't worry, continue. Now, Buhari strangulates them and all of that. And at the end of the day, they started blaming me. They said, that's what I wanted anyway. They said, is it not what you wanted? I've never seen anybody like this in my life. Anything like this is criticize, abuse, criticize. Is that not what you wanted? Is that not the bad news you always want to report? They started blaming me. They started calling, they said, I'm the enemy, their enemy. They said, I am the one who is now telling the young people to resist the criminals and their lies. So, I am the, the people say that, people have blamed me for so many things, okay? I have told you I'm just like a therapist. People come here, they blame me, they go to bed, they're like, yes, I don't give unto that Mayegun tonight. That boy will never forget. He will never forget me in his life. That program last night, I attack anybody. All of them, they don't like Nigeria. Let us pray for our Shiwaju. Let us pray for our this and that. I have dealt with that all the time. But honestly, right, I am as a victim. I am as victim as yourselves. It's just that I have admitted that I'm a victim. I have never contributed to any of this that anybody is going through in Nigeria. My effort is to see if you know better. Maybe you can stop it. And if you stop it, you stop putting the lives of many of us in danger. Because that's what you have done. Nigeria is like a threat to our life. Now, I am not the one. Listen to this. I am not the one, right, who is making deals with terrorists in Nigeria. I am the one exposing them. I give you evidence, okay? Terrorists in Nigeria are not being prosecuted for their crimes. There is no plan to prosecute them. When there is no plan to prosecute terrorists, right, then that means there is no plan to end terrorism. It is my job as somebody from Nigeria myself who has interest and who has family there. It is my job to raise alarm and tell you all of that. Even when you want to live in that denial. Some of you, if you are not yet a victim, okay, whatever they say is happening is not happening. I understand. But do you also know that there are many people who have been saved for at least not living in denial, for knowing the truth that this is going on and it could happen to anybody anytime? I exposed that. The corruption in APC, the indebtedness they have dipped Nigeria into, the destruction of the education sector, whereby more children are now out of school. The children that are supposed to be in school, you have more of them out of schools now. And guess what? The Southwest Nigeria is also building up. In Lagos State alone, 2.6 million children who are supposed to be in school during school hours, they are not in school. Not in any schools. Not that they are skipping schools or they are not registered at all. They are hawking and then doing other slave jobs within Lagos. Do you want to know something? More than 60% of them are Yorubas. Yeah, I said it. In fact, 71% of them are Yorubas. All these are things that bad leadership have done to us. And in years to come, we are going to face the consequences of all of this. So how am I the problems then? Why should I be your problem? I shouldn't be. Of course I am to so many of you. And you are not honest. You are dishonest. You should tell the people why you don't like Mayegun, okay? Don't turn around and say, you sit down abroad, you are trying to cause a problem in Nigeria. Your government is causing problems in Nigeria. Poverty is a problem. You don't know that. Do you? The more poor people you have, the more crime you're going to have, the more, child abuse you're going to see, the more domestic abuses you're going to witness, the more, this other one? Authority abuse of power you're going to witness. These are the symptoms of poverty. And in this case, right, it gives them power. The chaos gives them power. That's a problem. Where terrorists are so powerful that the government of Nigeria said they are changing money because of kidnappers. Because kidnappers have multi-billion naira in stock that people have paid to them through Nigerian banking system, through Nigeria NIA, DSS, and every other security agency in Nigeria. Billions of your money have been paid into the hands of terrorists. You know why? Your government is not fighting terrorism. The military that is acquiring weapons to combat terrorism, they are acquiring all these weapons like they are, just keeping them for the day that they are going to crush you in case if there is any uprising. Have you not seen that? Terrorists are making deals with state governors across northern Nigeria. Do you not see that? How is that then, Mayegun? Telling you all of this is for you to know who you are dealing with. So when you now turn around and say, you this Mayegun, you want to cause problem in Nigeria, there's already problem. Now because you never become victim, right? If you have become a victim, now your family member go to tell us, say, problem day Nigeria. They say, why? Why did you say problem day? And they will tell you that my brother will talk, say, Now, because they don't like Tinubu or they don't like APC, that's why they are saying problem. The problem, they don't kill him. Who kill him? Now, Fulani terrorists kill him. Ha! Why? What happened? We paid ransom, but they can't discover see half of the money are fake money. And the money was the money we collected during the elections. You know what I mean? But they kill him. That my brother no believes well in Nigeria, but they don't kill him. That's what I'm saying. Until you become a victim, some of you don't believe anything is happening, and it's fine. There are those who believe, and there are those who have been survivors of this whole thing. So how is Mayegun then the problem? How? Telling you that if you believe in the system, you will come back burnt. If you try to fight the system using the rules set by the same establishment, you're going to get burnt. That's exactly what is going on with the INEC and the election materials. You heard it. The appeal court said they should let Labour Party, Obi and the rest, they should access the election materials they used for your election. The election is just 2 weeks ago or so, right? They've disobeyed the court. Because according to them, the court cannot really tell them what to do because they are independent. You go see film. They have already started reconfiguring all those BVAS. Okay? Even though there is something called a digital footprint, even if they reformat them, even if they clear them, even if they delete everything, ordinary, this is my phone. There is this particular app. There are so many anyway. Once you download them, all you have to do is just to put in the whole backend link or whatever they call it. Everything will then delete. Are you with me? Everything. You go recover everything. Everything. I mean everything. Do you know that there's nothing like I've deleted this one. I've deleted all of that messages. Nothing is really deleted though. Depends on who is looking. Sure, you know. The BVAS in Nigeria is like an Android tablet. Okay. You know all those Android tablets. And just like Android phones. Okay. So your Android phone, right, can perform many functions. Right? And whatever it does is just going to be how and what you command into it to do. So once it is linked, either offline or online, okay, every activity on it, even when you reformat it, every activity on it can still be traced back. So the younger generation, the Gen Z said, they are going to recover every what have you. However, INEC says, take it to the court. And then you will see if the court is going to take it from you. All they have to do is to deny the access or sign any evidence, right? To say, oh, this is what we got, this is how we got the number, this is how we declare the winner, okay? So they have to sign it so that then all these parties can use them in their case. But when there is no evidence, you can't prove that they rig or they didn't rig. And to the APC, oh, win and win. Legitimacy or no legitimacy, here you get. Abuse them from today to tomorrow. As long as people call him Mr. President, it doesn't really matter. This is the game, oh. I may be wrong. And all the time, sometimes I actually feel like I like being wrong. Because there's some things that you'll be like, nah, this is so wrong. But yeah, it's wrong, but it is what it is. Here you get. So, their election, when you don't have evidence of rigging approved by the supposed right sources, then you can't prove that they rigged. And even if you do, with glaring evidence, they will just tell you, based on technicality. It's a long shot, sha. However, the obedience says for people to know that this is not a fluke. This is what they are saying, for all of you doubting them, to know that this is not a fluke. After retiring 40 National Assembly members from APC and PDP and APGA, so 46 senators, 34 House of Rep members, right? Give me a sec.
Òṣìṣẹ́ àwọn ojú irin ní òun fún onímọ́tò yẹn, òun sọ fún pé kó farabalẹ̀ kó má ti wọ ojú irin yẹn, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ní òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba àwọn tó ń ṣèjọba ojú irin, wọ́n ní ó ṣàlàyé fún ọlọ́kọ̀ tó ń wa ọkọ̀ ìjọba yẹn náà, ó ṣàlàyé fún wọn.
Part 2 nìyẹn, but I don't have time to share all of that with you, okay? I know. So you see, those obedients are now saying that they want to elect governors too, so that when Obi goes to court to challenge INEC and all that, they want him to be followed by state governors, Labour Party governors. So it can be like showdown between obedience and the states they want to elect governors in. In Kaduna, their governorship candidates, Asake, escaped assassination this evening before this broadcast. In Enugu, where before the election they killed somebody that was to be their senatorial candidates contesting against the former governor there, Chimaroke Nnamani. Yeah. Whereas again, like in Lagos, they have declared tribal propaganda and war, which is not really working. So to say, it's actually working against them, okay? They've unleashed that on their candidates in Lagos. In other places where they could hold them, they have offered them enough that some of their candidates are already stepping down for APC. This whole coordinated thing is like they now believe them when they say they will do something. And somehow a lot of those who want to stop them are actually making a lot of mistakes too, exposing their vulnerability and frustration or desperation. For example, when Uncle Jide began the liquor ice cream for shopping mall, when did that start?
Let's go up now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Long time, man. How you take something up in the night? There's small boy there now. There's small boy. You go there, go change again. Yes, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. Just size 42. Where's Fino? Just size 42. Yeah, I know, though. You wear 32. You wear 32 in trousers.
Like, they are now going out like, hey, father, you were like this small when I last saw you and the rest of that, you know what I mean? The fear of obedience. Now with this back and forth of a thing that INEC is doing with Obi, some of them are now saying that they are just waiting. They just do the governorship election and all of these things, They then rig them and the rest so that they go come face this Supreme Court. They have already started telling themselves that blessing our street go settle this, Like I told you the last time, that it might look like, okay, the day of explosion was averted. It wasn't. It was postponed. Now, the Nigeria establishment as well are now getting ready too. That shele stupid, shele crazy. If you go to the street, it will shoot you and all of that stuff. It can't be like say, hey, okay, now our principal with the respect. Oh, we can say we could disrespect our principal soon. Just give us time. We the watch. Okay, you won't kill us, you rig us. They do. You know what I mean? Like, except if you are not following them. Okay, I am following them. So it's like everybody is counting days. Yeah, we see how it go be. We see. Mokuna they play because the intention is to make sure, according to those in the know, INEC will play the hide and seek enough, denying them access to the sensitive materials that could help them in their case. It will get so bad, but because they are Gen Z, they know they get patience. They don't get suru. Trust me, they don't have one. Okay, and listen, don't even think about it. We'll teach them a lesson, Baba. You won't. You have no idea. Okay, but anyway, they are now saying that they just want their principal to tell them, who is their principal? Obi. And that one is saying that my people, my fellow Nigerians will do everything legally and all of that. Don't go to courts. Don't go and record courts. Don't disobey courts. Benny Obi, stop preaching to us. I am not going to court. My business day courts now. Now, dear, my business day. People are saying that now they will be resuming in that court. Now, I am only saying all of this to tell you that, as they say in Yoruba, he would steal the chicken of the poor as stolen, what do you call it? He has stolen a thief, you know. Let me find the right word. Anyway, don't steal from the poor, okay? Or else you will live the rest of your life answering questions from strange people asking you, why did you, are you Mayegun? Yes, I'm Mayegun. So why did you steal that chicken from that poor woman? Which poor woman? That poor woman where you stole a chicken. I didn't steal any chicken from any poor woman. Of course you did now. You've forgotten. How many people you did steal their chicken? Poor people you don't steal from. So I didn't steal from. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I didn't steal from. I didn't know that's what you mean. That's exactly what the obedience seems to be like. You will explain for the rest of your life how you won election or how you rigged it. Everywhere you go, the former president of Liberia, Helen Johnson Sirleaf, right, congratulated Kalu when they started with her. Everywhere, left, right, and center. Imagine people saying that this is why Charles Taylor is better than this woman. I've always known this woman to be wish. Do you know this woman? I read it somewhere. They said this woman, they drink children's blood. Baba, Sirleaf would delete the tweet. It is just to show you how much, how oppressed, how abused Nigerians have been under APC. They are screaming of, we want to go, you would leave us alone, we want to be free. But the oppressors are saying, Nibo, you're signing their job another 4 years, renewed. And then some people are signing it's like they are signing the new contract with APC, right? They are signing it with their blood. You can't congratulate them. Congratulations for your successful story. Sirleaf would delete the tweets in your last scene. They can't post our children, everybody where they know. This is our daughter. This one is our son. No, this one is this woman is, you know what I mean? People are angry. You can't bully them. Baba, I'll tell you the truth, If you see any of them that you are responding to on social media, if he says, let me tell you something, I'm trying to explain something to you children and all of that. And one of them can say, okay, yeah, explain. What do you want to explain to us? And you go there and say, you children, you should know that. Now, small, they will tell you, say, if I say this one, if I say this one, if I say you're mad, Abi. You're mad, sir. Another one will come and say, stop using sir for this, Olori Brukujari. Why are you using sir for him? Meanwhile, you are in your 60s, Abi. Don't Lagban Leni. They can't enter you very well. You can't bully them. Because they are the victims and they seem to know that 4 years, 8 years in their lives is actually not a joke. I just don't know if they have what it takes. And anyway, okay. So the politicians are trying to live up to that expectation, trying to make them feel like, hey, we can be on your side too. But people don't believe them. So that means they have to do a lot to get themselves back, including having to lick ice cream, including having to come. If you want to do naming ceremony, some of them will attend right now. If your birthday is tomorrow, go on to Nyesom Wike's Twitter. Tomorrow is my birthday. Mr. Jide, he will wish you happy birthday before 12 tonight. So it is between them, the obedience and the establishment. And they are telling everybody, if you like, go and buy all of the Labour Party excos from all over Nigeria. You just waste your money. Because at the end of the day, even the Labour Party won't be, those Labour Party excos won't be able to save you. If you don't brace up, go. So finally, they said I should tell all of you that we're mobilized and paid for tomorrow's election. Before INEC postponed it, they have already mobilized some of these old notes, new notes. They've mobilized all of you enough that so the people that you mobilized, I'm talking about all of you politicians who have prepared for tomorrow. There will be no election tomorrow. It has been postponed to next week, Saturday. The people where you pay for Saturday, this Saturday, let's say make I tell you, say that money don't expire. If you are one of those who have also joined, if you are watching me right now, and your own election was supposed to be tomorrow, House of Assembly, Ozilogo Lapo, you don't go pay people, agent, everybody for tomorrow, Baba. They don't postpone them. They say that money no reach next week. Oh. Some of you, if you really want to still do your rigging, you will have to go and get another money. Courtesy, the people that you paid for even your INEC is battling with something up there. Did you know that? Yeah. The reason why INEC doesn't want to give anybody any BVAS is because anybody should take that BVAS. They don't feel return them. And there will be no election next week, sir. If it be next year. And INEC don't get paid up front to get their balance, they will reconfigure those BVAS, destroy every evidence they can destroy. But for those of you who paid for this weekend, you will have to call your bank for next week. Sorry, it's not meant to be funny. I'm just trying to wrap it up. So, but I'll take calls, okay? Because some of you might want to add one or two things. Then we'll call it tonight. Okay, we'll call it tonight. I'll take 1, 2, or 3 calls, okay? Let's see. What do we have here? I'm glad that somebody got me my tea. So I won't need to sort of get up from here to do that, okay? So give me a sec. Let me just call it a little break.
The FCT is an indigent. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who represents you, it's who works for you that matters. The senator of the FCT is an indigent. He's been there for 20 years. And if they're not adequately represented, it's because of the caliber of people they take there, not the tribe that matters. And a time must come in this country when your tribe does not matter. Is your character? What can you bring? Your capacity? That's what should count. And now,
Ireti, she's the senator-elect for FCT Abuja, courtesy of the Obedient Waves. Okay, I've got somebody on the line. Hello there.
Hello, Michael. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. Oh, Michael. Once again, another wonderful session. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for all the work you do.
Thanks.
So, actually, you said a lot tonight. So, I think what INEC is doing, I really don't understand why they are doing what they are doing with the rules. I mean, it's.
You don't understand.
Like you said,
they want to
Michael,
maintain the status quo, but yeah, go on.
They are whether they like it or not, this is a new generation of young people. I was reading something on someone's Instagram today, and the person said, Michael, if you're very aware, this is one of the most intelligent generation we've had in Nigeria in over 50 years.
I mean, they don't have an excuse. It's the generation of internet, and depends on what you are looking for. There's so much information they have access to today.
Exactly. Very intellectually gifted, such that it will be hard to. The only way you can deceive is you can't deceive them. You can't use anything to. It's not like in our days of our parents. A lot of our parents are not really educated, such that they didn't know much. But now everything they know it. So what INEC is doing in terms of trying to frustrate the system, LP, like I said, they are postponing this. And we talked about this breed the discussions on, and I'm happy and sad at the same time. Okay, yes, this will further this conversation, because for the first time, a lot of young people will say, might as well go our separate ways, which is what we've been talking about. Because again, the trial, yesterday I went today.
Right.
And I think of the West where we are, right? The part of the world where we are. I take the tube here. My God, I've never for one day thought about there will be an accident. It's just subconsciously, I don't even think there will be an accident. And even if there is, it's designed for emergency, will be so swift. And we said this is a Lagos that the APC has told us they built center of excellence, quote and unquote, for 24 years. And look at what they did yesterday. I was telling someone, I said, it doesn't get worse for someone after yesterday. It just showed you how complacent the system is, degraded, and everything, how it has really, really, really gone down. And then you say you want to
wait till they are victims before they can actually. I mean, it won't kill you, even if you support them. It won't kill you to say the truth and say, "Well, man, this is rotten, man. This shouldn't be."
With the healthcare in Nigeria,
go on.
With the healthcare in Nigeria, I always say, Nigeria is a country where your money cannot save you.
It can't.
When it comes to healthcare. It can't, even if you're a billionaire. It cannot save you. I used to know someone that was affiliated with one of the regimes of Nigeria. When that person stepped down, the person relocated. And I said to him, why? He said, I don't have access to private jet again. So you can't even. These are the people that were at the top echelon, had money. And the first thing he said is that I don't have access to private jet too. So if anything happens to me, I'm on my own in that country. But so look at yesterday, and somebody will on next week Saturday still vote for you based on what? Religion, tribe, ethnicity, bigotry.
I'm telling you. And these are the same people. These are the same people who see odd of our people poor or unable to afford Medicare, right? Loitering around the major general hospitals in that same Lagos and begging. Okay.
And I'm not trying to be.
Go on.
I'm not trying to. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. The man on the video you showed, Michael, should that man be an ER specialist in that kind of situation, where you have a large chunk of 18 to 35-year-olds who should be in ER in Nigeria handling those cases? You could see the man was totally lost. You could see he could not understand. He could, I was
talking about triage, right? They say, triage was. I said, how could you take some people to about 9 kilometers or 10 kilometers away from the accident scene to go and build a triage there? A triage is a place where they sort injured people to see which one is severe, which one is major. You know what I mean?
Failed, a very failed system. And because you are biased, you are trying to be APC good. You're not seeing the reality that we don't think these people are not helping us. Lagos, as big as it is, my God, it showed yesterday. I couldn't see one ambulance. If it was the West you're living in, that whole entire area would have
to nearby private hospitals as well.
Down, you see ambulance, you see police, you see fire service, you see everybody rushing to make sure that at least they can rescue people first at the scene, even before they even take them to the hospital.
Exactly.
But yet, first first aid. A lot of people might not have died. The 6 people that died, the 6 people that injured themselves, it might not have been so the casualty might not be so high if there was proper first aid at the scene first, before we even move them to whatever hospitals in Lagos. And sometimes even in their abroad where we live, it may not be one hospital. You may need to move them to several hospitals. But what they take very important is first aid first. How many people can we save? How many lives can we save first before we start thinking of which hospital to move them to? How many beds are available? Whatever. You know, I mean, again, like I said,
go on.
I'm very happy. The referendum conversation will begin. Thank you,
and you have a good one. I appreciate that. Okay, thank you very much. So, I mean, that's a good one. Okay, you know, sometimes people we devalue ourselves. Okay, people will be like, "Hey, boy, this is Lagos. This is Nigeria now. You cannot. This is not abroad." Who says you don't deserve same thing there? Who told you that it's actually a rocket science? Fine, they may not have all the specialists on hand during emergency. We know why. A lot of people have left Nigeria to go and become a medical practitioners and all that abroad, right? They may not have everybody on hand, right? But things can still be done better than what you are witnessing in Nigeria that way. And I hope you won't become a victim before you understand that too. Hello there.
Hello, my brother Mayigun.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. This is the African Wahala.
Hey, the prince. I should be calling you the prince, but you prefer the African Wahala, so we'll stick to that. It's been a while.
Bye-bye. I'm good, man. I just missed calling in, you know, to say hi to you.
Thanks, man.
To say hi to my people. You know, man, I'm tired of beating a dead horse, talking about this Nigerian, oh, they are incompetent, oh, they are killers, oh, they are devil worshippers. We understand. These guys, they will not do the right thing. I don't expect them to ever do the right thing. But, you know, with that accident that happened with the train and bus, I was thinking about the blue line rail that was recently installed.
Oh, did you think that
blue
it was
line
that?
rail,
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't that. But when that situation was installed, you know, I shared my opinion with, you know, people around. Man, these guys, man, they are just going to be killing Lagosians with this blue line rail because we have no infrastructure. We have no, even a simple stop arm that would control vehicles from running into rail tracks while the trains are active. We don't have all that stuff. We now had this accident that happened yesterday. So I'm wishing that this irresponsible, useless government can at least learn from that situation that happened yesterday.
See, Africa Wahala. Do you remember Oju Elegba? Where containers keeps falling. Do you know that on that bridge, the bridge was wrongly constructed, okay? However, putting ordinary barrier on it and telling all those trailers not to pass through that route anymore. Where they won't want to pass the route anymore because they will just have to drop whatever they are carrying at the tail of the bridge. Abi, just simple something to put on that and save lives. Aba, till tomorrow. They are still praying that they will do that.
So it's safe to assume that the blue line rail is an accident waiting to happen, or multiple accidents waiting to happen. And it's just sad, you know. The obedient message to you guys, I'm not an obedient. I think Obi is a thief, but I salute you guys. Respect to you. I am an advocate for the obedient because at the end of the day, we are all oppressed people.
No, we know.
And you guys are doing
to those who know their genesis, everyone who knows the beginning of that thing, before they became obedient, okay, you understand that there is so much genuinity behind their anger and rage, and they've coordinated it so far. It's just that they have been caught in the trap of the establishment's game. Whether they will beat them in their game is what we are trying to find out now. So far, so good, though. They've proved some point, though. Yes, they could do what they want to do. If the establishment should look away for a minute, see what happened, right? So yeah,
you know, I think, okay, sorry, don't let me take too much time because I'm thinking about it. Like the establishment already has a booby trap set for you in the Supreme Court or whatever, the judiciary system. Now, if you go to that fake judiciary system, your chances of getting justice is extremely limited.
Yes.
But at the same time, you guys are putting so much pressure on them. You're calling that INEC guy a thief, a murderer every day.
So his face everywhere, yes.
This guy has high blood pressure. If you go and check that guy's his BP right now, man, is 150.
Sure, you guys. So
we'll see.
They are. It's like they know. You know something. It's like they knew they will steal from them, but maybe they just didn't know. Even they themselves will perform so good that both APC and PDP will steal from them, right? So you know what I mean. Like in that regard, somehow they still kind of let's reserve it. I would say let's reserve it. But trust me, their reaction is justified in the sense that they have proved so much points that if they were not rigged, they would have done more better, right? Now, the establishment that set the games and the rules, okay, I've now found out that they are more than just four in a room, okay? So now, so you get now, except anybody who just is bragging for some, you know what I mean? About now, think I'm now, reason I'm now. Tinubu win, no celebration anywhere. So Shelerini, it happened before. You don't see that before.
Oh, that be obituary. Like saying obituary.
Somebody win, no. Another president we won't come in, no. Okay, fine. No, but not everybody will vote for one person. Sure, you get fine, right? But what are the 8 million who voted for Tinubu? Don't they celebrate? Why is everyone so dry?
They all those Alimajiri children now. Even all those Alimajiri children.
But are you sure the number is real? What are the 8 million? 8.6 million. What are they? It's so dry. It's so quiet. Why?
If I would assume, I think Tinubu probably got like 3.5 million in total, including the
million. We're supposed to see something. We're supposed to see something that you know what I mean. Something that we say, oh, that part on them. They say, you know, everywhere is dry. I've been wondering. I'm trying to do something on that.
Well, we will see. Make I ask you one last question. Did you hear that Tinubu was sick and he was saying something about, INEC is trying to set me up and throw me in prison. I'm too old for these games, blah, blah, blah. I heard that happen today or yesterday.
The way that sounded, African Wahala, it sounded like something somebody cook. And when somebody when somebody just says smoke loud, right? And you can't get inspiration. But now voice of Tinubu in the ear. Cook them out there. Yeah? They say, oh yeah, you say reason them now, and you're like, and they try reason them, but Papa, no reason them, eh? The way it sounded doesn't sound like, doesn't sound anything. Tinubu is desperate for anything. No regret, no surrender, you. Sure you get.
That one.
As it be, they are like turning people. See, the following coming days, Africa Wala, the coming days, you're going to be hearing things like, if the Igbos want if they want to be part and have their proper share, they should tell Obi to stop the case, okay, and embrace Tinubu. If not, the Igbos will suffer in Nigeria because Tinubu. Sure, you get. Now, you're going to be seeing that messages soon. You're going to be seeing all of that. Some people, writers, on TV, things like that. Sure, you get. They will be encouraging. They will say they will make this Labour Party about Igbo, Baba. They will make it look like this Labour Igbo. Talk to your brother. What is wrong with him? It's just going to let the Tinubu government to deny Igbos. Then you know that, Baba. Then they cook as we speak. You go see propaganda. So if anybody tells you that Tinubu said INEC set him up, no, they take them serious. Okay, we get talk. By the way, please send me that message on WhatsApp. Okay, that personal number. We have talk.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Thank you so much. Regards to everybody.
Cheers, man. So that's African Wahala over there. However, yes, I have to tell you, they are saying that if Igbos want appointment under Tinubu, they better talk to Obi. That what Obi is doing is going to affect generations of Igbos in Nigeria. They are already pushing that already. In case if you come across them, they are going to amplify them in the coming days. You are going to be wondering like, but I trust the obedience. That's why I don't want to worry myself about anything anymore about them, okay? I trust them. Bring propaganda. They will counter you. By the time they enter you.
Hello.
Hello, ma.
Hello. Hello, my brother.
How
the
are
general.
You? Yes, ma.
Me from Jebu. Welcome. Welcome.
Thanks, ma.
Yes, our well done.
Sure,
may God Almighty bless you for me.
Amen.
Anyway, I'm blocking one be. I'm monitor young one. Àwọn mẹ́gbàdání ni àtòrin ìkọkọrẹ́ everything náà join láwọn fi nà wọ́n pa. Anyway, thank you for thank you for everything you're doing.
Thanks so much, ma'am.
However, do you know?
Yes.
2 accidents happened today again in Nigeria around Ojo Elegba. Do you know that?
I heard one, but I didn't follow it up. Okay, I saw that briefly. Tell me, ma.
Yeah, I didn't really. I was doing something when I saw it. Like I saw a glimpse of it on Linda Ikeji wall.
Right.
On our wall, I was reading it like a truck or a bus fell down from the bridge, and one at Ikeja again today.
Wow.
And however, this Boko Bonu, you know Bonu, they got attacked as well.
Now 36 fishermen were slaughtered by Boko Haram.
Yeah, 36.
I know that one. 36.
So, yeah, they are out again. They are out again. Start to operating. They are operating right now again. So,
wow.
However, you see this election they want to do, bro. If you get anybody for Nigeria, if they can stay inside, maybe they stay inside, because of my brutal. Because APC want to lose everything. Forget it. Forget.
I mean, excuse me, they are like going like terrorist group right now, threatening people, intimidating people. Even in Delta State, Delta State, Oviomagege sent town crier to tell people that if they count your votes and they realize that you didn't vote for PDP, just leave this community. You are gone. You
are gone.
And they are making this announcement in the middle of the night. I have the video about time.
Of course now. It's true. And these Jay-Z's, whatever they are called, obedient. They're not laughing. They are ready to die.
Sure, you get.
Obi just holding. They are ready to die. They're okay. Let's lay our life down. This one, they are just being quiet now.
You know what they said? They said Nigerian system is they are provoking them because they believe that they won't do anything.
Really
no wahala. They are just waiting on this Obi, but very soon they will disobey him. I've seen them. They started wishing.
We are within UK. Nobody needs to tell us that they are really provoking them. Even me, they provoke. Me that have been to Nigeria almost 23 years. I won't go to Nigeria this year. My mom is 81 today. But my plan is to be in Nigeria. See, I've not seen my mom since how many years? 2008.
Wow.
She went to Nigeria. My plan is to go. But the anger the youth got in them. Don't compare. You don't want to know.
I mean,
you don't want to know.
If anyone is saying that they can't do anything, that person is actually lying. Because let's be honest, okay? Tinubu feel leave APC, go join SDP to run for president and do what he did, what Obi did. Let's be honest, Atiku, can Atiku leave PDP and go and join what other party there? PP something to run for president of Nigeria, or any of them could try what Kwakwanso also did. Esma, Kwakwanso also, just like Obi, he also got about 25 or so people, right? Who also sort of retired PDP, APC guys in the northern Nigeria. But what made the big difference is that they won election in Kaduna, they won election in Plateau, they won election in Benue, in Bauchi. They rigged them in some of the places that people never believed that they could have people there. That's what made them difference, okay? people across Nigeria, including Lagos, so then defeat them in Lagos. Who did that? Who does that?
And Abuja.
Who does that? They defeated them in Abuja, Aso Rock, everywhere. Who does that?
Can you imagine? And they didn't believe Obi can change the narrative for them. And
so let's give him his flowers.
The game is gone. Their game is gone. You see, obedience, right? They are not really voting for Peter Obi. They want those leaders out.
They just want them out, yes. That's what happened.
They just want them out. People don't understand that this is not about Obi. This is about we want you out.
And they did all of this now without spending a dime, like giving anybody money. Oh, let's not forget that too.
Seriously,
they gave nobody anything.
Seriously, and these people are so funny. Disobedience, they are so funny to the extent that do you know they lobby around the coast area?
Yeah.
Do you know? In case any casala box, they are ready to fight.
I mean,
and the most important,
you don't know how they organize themselves. They will say, obedience, gather here. Obedience. If you're obedient, you gather here. They'll start gathering. And this and that. We want to go. And they will say, we want to go and respond to this propaganda. All of us, let's go there. Once they come to you, now you go run. Now you go say, wait I do. Wait, you know what I mean? That's how they operate. They say, obedient, gather here. Obedient to gather. They will say, obedient, gather here. Obedient, gather here.
Most of them.
Oh, yeah. Then chase the
do you know most of these people? They are intellectual. They are well read.
Sure, you get.
That is the thing I like about them. They are well read. All these old bitches. Because when they talk, the way they carry themselves, the way they communicate. Even me, as I'm talking to you now, sir, I even made cups, LOP, 3 cups today.
Yeah.
I have the printer to do if I want to give to some people in church. Like, Mama, baby, this one, you are no more a baby. Why are you doing that? I said, if Nigeria is settled, I will
have our peace of mind. Exactly, too.
We have peace of mind.
And within peace, a peaceful place. That's where you can actually, plan either progress or anything. If you don't have any of that, they are just mirage dreams.
Yes, now. Can you imagine? See how many billions they want to use for this stupid sensor. And they are putting people outside to sleep. People are sleeping outside. You can't use that money to build accidents and emergency.
Expand them
the
and
Nigerian
keep
government should give each family 1 million to hold body. My brother, we still have money. We that we are in UK here, sometimes because my children have to stay at home. For my children, I'm doing part-time. I know how much the government is adding to my money
to support
so that I will be at the level of minimum wages, which is okay for me. And I have my side business that is bringing me money. So why can't Nigeria do that? Why can't they not do? Nigeria is rich. If you give each family, how many millions are we? We are not billions. We are almost like 225 or 230 million. So if you can give one family 1 million, 1 million, take down a whole body, then we will sort out the problem. I'm telling you, we will go far. We will go far. But
so
can you imagine? I saw a sack of money showing 50 billion rotten money. Come on now, wait.
Atlasness in it. Thank you, ma.
Great Britain tell the wali, I'm a sure remember. Take care, Baba.
And you too, ma. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by. So that's Iyabiji. If I am planning to take just one more call, and then we can hang on. Why is my call declining? What's going on? Hang on. I don't know why okay, I got this. I'm planning to just take one more and then we'll call it tonight. Okay. Hello there.
Hello.
Oh, hello, ma. How are you?
General Mayogu, calling from Germany. I'm Becky.
Oh, how are you? Did I get the name right? Becky. Did you say Becky?
I said Becky, yeah.
Sorry, Betty. I want to get it right. Sorry.
Becky.
I got it right. Becky. How you doing, Lady Becky? How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for calling.
I just want to first of all say thank you for your enlightenment.
Thank you so much
for
for the support.
Job.
Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah, I I started following you. I saw your YouTube channel during this election period, so I follow you.
Oh, you are one of my newcomers. During this election, I got about 3,000 new subscribers, and I think this place would have been looking strange to some of you. Like, why is he talking like that? Why is he talking? You know what I mean? Like some people who don't like being, they don't like being too kind of harsh. So how has it been? I mean, how has it been for you for the past few weeks?
Great.
It's been great.
It's amazing. Yeah, you are amazing.
Thank you.
You enlighten a lot of people. Yeah, I really appreciate you. I've even sent your link to my people in Nigeria to start following you, so that they will learn. They have a lot to learn from you.
Thank you.
You are more than those professors that go there, that they go to all the years of their professoring is only to read. That is what they go to.
For here, I graduated, my dear sister, right? We learn a lot from ourselves, and doing this for about 10 years. Even if I did college or did university anywhere, I suppose don't become professor too. So thank you. Like,
yeah, you're welcome.
It seems that I've got it in me. So thank you.
It's me that will say thank you millions of times.
Thanks.
So I just some little advice, my contribution to all this. Like, I want to encourage the obedient to continue to be obedient. Even the Bible says obedience is better than sacrifice. We all know that.
Obedience is better than sacrifice. I like that.
It's better than sacrifice. At Atiku, not Atiku, Tinubu, the way you call him.
Mm-hmm.
Tinubu is a lot of sacrifice for Nigeria. If they allowed that to stand, it's a sacrifice.
And see the mood now, my sister. See the mood of the country. I've been around for a while. Yeah, I have witnessed a military takeover. I have witnessed the interim government. I have witnessed elections. Even rigged the elections. Obasanjo time, Yaradua time. People still celebrated. What happened to this Tinubu one? What's going on?
Yeah, because what happened is the other one they have been rigging was not shown to people because people were like feel
people didn't understand.
Like my mama, like she has electoral card.
Yeah, that's the APC.
Register for long.
Mm-hmm.
The paper or the old one that you have been registered for years. She have never voted once. But this year, he went to vote because of this movement, because of Obi. She went to vote for Obi. So what people don't really understand that Obi is not. People are not, as our sister said, as you have been saying, people are not voting for Obi. Obi is not the issue here.
No,
it's Nigerians. They are voting for themselves. They are voting for their freedom. They are voting for their hope. Like me, I'm obedient.
Right.
I'm 100% obedient.
Brilliant. I like your profile picture as well with GRV. So you are also obediently GRV'd, are you?
Yes, I'm 100% obedient for life.
Beautiful.
And I will continue to be obedient. So what I want to like a little advice for my people in Nigeria. If here in Europe, yesterday was Women's Day.
The World
International
Women's Day.
Day. Mm-hmm. Do they have any idea? Even people that are living here, they don't even have any idea how many women died for that to happen. What we are enjoying today. I was at home throughout yesterday, and I was paid for it.
Wow. I
didn't go to work. I was paid for it. I'm enjoying the blood of other women that were sacrificed. In Italy, thousands of women was born that day. When I was in Italy, I asked questions when they were celebrating it. I asked questions. Because I like to ask questions. What really happened on the 8th of March? There was a couple people that were protesting for women's rights. You know that women cannot even be a medical doctor. They said women are supposed to be a housewife.
I know.
So they don't have their freedom. I know you know. I'm just saying it for my
part. I'm just following you too. Yeah. What's an history?
So they have to fight. They have to fight. There are some true life story I watched. A woman that was dressing for years. You know, before you become a medical doctor, you have to study for years. She was dressing like a man for years to become a medical doctor.
Before they could accept her again.
Yeah, they didn't even accept her. They thought
So she had to appear as a man, even though she's a woman.
As a man.
So she had to
yes,
I remember that story. Wow.
She was tying her breast, like going to school, university for years, dressing like a man to become a medical doctor. So when the thing was too much for them, the women have to fight. They said a particular company in Italy. So when they were doing this revolution, they called them that they wanted to listen to them. Women were doing pasta like all those noodles in the company. Mm-hmm. So it's women that did all those, that fabricated. There were a lot of women working there.
Mm.
For excuse, like what our Nigeria, even Tinubu can even do that. Excuse to listen to them. They call them to that company like to negotiate with them. Mm. They lock them there and burn them alive. Mm. A lot of women died on the 8th of March in Italy, that very day. We are celebrating it today, but
and everybody is enjoying their freedom today. But you remember that Abba women riot of 1929 as well, when the women rose up because they felt like, why would they be paying taxes at the time? And they fought. It's just Nigeria is just not a real place, unfortunately. See, Lady Becky, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. I appreciate that.
The last year I want to say, to make them know, even in that court,
please.
If they didn't speak well, me, I'm obedient. If it will take I'm ready. If it will take my blood for Nigeria to become a better place tomorrow, I'm ready to travel. I don't have anything to lose. I'm ready to travel back from Germany to Nigeria.
There are so many people who
we are all over the world. We are everywhere. Obedience, we are everywhere. We are 100% obedient. If the court doesn't talk well, everybody, even a baby inside the stomach, inside the womb, even a newborn, a baby that has not even born, that is inside the womb, you see the way they rig the election. Everybody is seeing it. It's already there. We are just waiting for them to do the right thing. If the court doesn't, if they don't do the right thing before the swearing in or any other thing, they go on and swear Tinubu in. Me, I'm ready. Me, I'll prepare my things. My children, they are well made. My daughter is she's studying a medical doctor for the next maybe 3-4 years. It will be true. My son is into business. So, me, I'm ready to go there. I'm ready to go there. If my children, they are here, they are citizens of Italy. We live in Germany. Me, I'm ready to go there to stand with my people. If they want to kill me, let them kill me. I don't care. Because yesterday that I enjoyed, not only on the 8th, there are many constitutions of Europe, of Western world that we are enjoying today. A lot of people fight for it.
A lot of people fought for them, I know.
They fight for it and they win.
I know.
They win. There was no technology. Now we have technology.
There's no point in
so we have better opportunity. We have better chance to make this work for Nigeria if we really want. And this is the time. Africa is now or never. Nigeria is now or never. We better take it or leave it.
I know.
And we are taking it in Jesus' name.
Amen.
By fire, by force.
And thank you so
welcome.
much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. I know you probably would love to continue talking non-stop, but my time is so up, and so is yours all the time. So I'm going to see you some other time, okay? Maybe next time I'll make sure that we start taking calls early enough so that a lot of people can talk. Meanwhile, this Sunday, I am planning to bring, the head of our team in Yoruba land, where we went on our own outreach program, the Back to School project of the Yoruba Union. So we've managed to cover more than 89% of our expected coverage area. But because of the election, we slowed that down. I'm going to bring that details. I streamed that video of the entire trip of where we have covered so far on Mayegun's Diary Political this afternoon, but I had to take it down because of copyright, sound and content. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to bring that back. And I'm going to bring Princess as well, okay, who is going to come here to tell us a lot about what she's done. Just an update. And then how did we manage 11 million naira to get at least 50,000 exercise books for 10,000 school children, including paying the school fees, buying school uniforms, school sandals, And then the upkeep allowances for so many of the children that we met on that trip. And the most, the cherry on the cake of the Yoruba Union's back to school project is that a lot of you have seen their videos, you've seen all these children, you've seen all of their reactions, a lot of you have moved kind of emotionally, like, oh, wow, I love this, right? Now, in Yoruba Union, our members are beginning to even adopt some of these children, because we didn't just tell them to bring out these children. We wanted to know their story. There are children from our schools in Yoruba land, children who that are facing what they shouldn't be facing. Well, thanks to the teaching staffs of those schools that we met, who were able to share with us the story of each child. And with their story, we are able to develop profile for them, which then makes it easier for any one of us, anybody. By the time we finish or finalize all this sorting, right, you can easily just adopt a child. I'm not saying you should take them in. No, you don't have to. Adopting a child in Yoruba land means that you can take it upon yourself to support them on their education, making sure that they have everything they need to remain in school or through their schooling age. We already have people who have signed up for that. All of this report will be shared with all of you, all of us, when that team working on it are brought here. Okay, so thank you for all the support and then the prayers and then everything. I'm going to see you some other time, okay? Stay safe. And don't forget, don't leave this broadcast without liking it. Like, share, subscribe, check your notification as well. If you didn't receive any notification when we came on earlier, as you are rounding up now, please check your notification. I'm going to see you some other time. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Ayíbi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Ayíbi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Ayíbi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Ayíbi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí. Máyégún dáyàrí Ayíbi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún dáyàrí Ayíbi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí. Máyégún dáyàrí Ayíbi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún dáyàrí Ayíbi #1. Máyégún dáyàrí politico. Mayegun diary Ayíbi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Ayíbi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Ayíbi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Ayíbi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.